All right, Jenny, I wanted to explain this to you because it's a little bit difficult to understand. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to show you. So this sheet, I'm going to send it to you. It's called propagation tray. I'll send it to you right now before I forget. You can edit it. This sheet, this first sheet, I usually copy and I give every student a copy of this. And this is what the students are going to make observations of their pepper trays with. And how they do that is when they plant them, they're going to write down the names of the peppers that are going to go into each row. And then as a plant will germinate and start to grow, I would have them draw a little tiny plant in that corresponding square on their sheet. So this is a digital one. And then this actually shows examples of like when we planted, how we planted them, what temperature we set them at, which ones germinated, when they germinated, and what kind of things to look for on making observations for germination. And then eventually they'll figure out and calculate their germination rate of like how many seeds were planted versus how many seeds actually grew, because that's important. Old seeds don't germinate as well. And then what I did was these next two slides, I printed off like strips. I cut them into strips, and then each table, like table 1 got tray 1, and then those are the peppers, seeds that they got. And then so like example, tray 1 is going to have 2 rows of jalapenos, a row of habaneros, a row of serranos, a row of Anaheim, and they need to label each of those rows or else they're going to get them all confused when they plant them and sell them. And then there's another video that kind of shows how I do this with tomatoes. So that should help you with the how to explain how to do the peppers. But the students are responsible for how to do this. And so they really need to make sure that this is sideways, by the way. So say they write the pepper name here. So say it's jalapeno, whatever. And then they're going to plant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seeds going across only in that row of that type of tomato. And so that is how I make sure that there's a good mixture of different kinds of peppers that are grown in the greenhouse. And you'll see like towards the end are a whole bunch of like milder peppers, like bell peppers and snacking peppers and that sort of thing. And then this is how I figure out, and this sells really well the way that I have it here, is I do 4 trays of 128, the 128 trays. And I'll do 3, like for example, tray 1, I'll do 3 rows of sun gold, 2 rows of yellow pear. Like this whole tray was cherry tomatoes, which are really popular, different kinds of cherries. And then the next tray mostly is like sauce tomatoes, like the ones you can with. And then these are all like yellow or weird looking ones. And these are pretty common larger tomatoes that people use for slicing. But I usually have students that I really trust doing these. And there's a video kind of showing how I do that. And then I don't know how much time I have left. This shows that I plant 4 trays of flowers. So these are really popular and they sell really well too. So zinnias. So I do the dwarf zinnias, and then I do the large zinnias, and then one of these that I grew was really ugly, and I didn't like it. These medium gold ones, I grew them and they're ugly. And then I do 2 trays of marigolds because marigolds are really, really popular. And then the marigolds get planted into these 4-packs that we have in the planting shed space for pots. And then the zinnias, at first I was growing them and putting them in 6-packs, but they sold a lot better if you put them in single 4-inch pots. And we made a lot of money off of them. And ones that got left over, I donated after the plant sale. I donated it to a flower farm that I knew could use them, or a community garden. And so that is how I organize my biggest sellers for the things that people ask for the most. If you're wondering about the herbs, there should be an inventory somewhere. And this goes through with like how many peppers we had at the end, but it also, let me see if I can move this. Oh no, you're in the way, dude. Herbs. So it tells you like we had a ton of herbs, but we had a lot left over too. So you might want to just take a look at the total that were sold because we had way too much left over. And it tells you like the things that sell well. I'll share this with you. Hopefully you have it anyways. Nope, you do have it. Jenny Kukunol. It has little tabs on the bottom. So I'm sending you a whole bunch of like a sequence order of stuff and then links. And this planting calendar should be in their interactive science notebook. And it's the most up to date and like the best one of when to plant everything. And then there's a whole bunch of videos on some of these links that I made back when we were during COVID that will help you guide you. And you can show those to the students too. But my favorite videos were this guy, Gary Pilarchik or whatever. He's like, his channel is called like The Rustic Gardener. And this video is in that email too. And I would watch the video and then have the